Hello, Opa. We're back with another video. This is stage 5 of the Zwift games. I was able to. They had a week where if you missed a stage or so, you could go do a makeup stage. So this is stage 5. No hunter this race. I am the guy in pink again with the green cap with the number 20 on my back. And yeah, the race is off. I haven't raced in a bit. I think last I told you Bright was in the hospital. So Bright's back out of the hospital. She's recovering, doing well, able to be back to normal. So there's an update there. We're all good. I haven't been lifting much. Still been playing some soccer and haven't done a bike ride in a while. So I finally motivated myself to do one, and I'm doing the makeups with stage 5. We can see in the top right that there's a small hill at the beginning, a medium hill in the middle, and a definitely really large hill right at the end. So yeah, I haven't, I don't know, my body's been very sore a lot lately, so wasn't sure how I'd feel going into this. Obviously, I've had a long rest in terms of biking, but at the same time, definitely sore. And I know this one's going to be a long one, but we get in the groove of things and we're feeling good. I wouldn't say good. I would say, we're going at a pace, but I'm doing all right now. Um, but yeah, excited to get the races going. I feel like, I'm doing this voice recording as a reminder after the race is finished. So I know the results, I know what happens. And yeah, I can say now I'm happy I did it. Definitely during the time it becomes pretty brutal. Uh, Pretty exciting stuff, kind of. I don't know if it's exciting. But yeah, this is a long race, so I'll speed it up a little bit, but yeah, my strategy really was I'm just using this to get back into it. Unlike the last one where I wanted to go on a breakaway at a certain time, this race my goal was to just sit on the wheels of the other riders, and if someone attacked, just do my best to stay with them. Kind of a boring race, but that was my strategy, and people will attack, and I do what I can to stay with them. So, in terms of that, I followed my plan. It was a boring plan, but that was my goal. Alright, I am speeding up this race to 2 times speed because if I sit you through it, I will let you know this race I think took about an hour and 15 minutes to complete, and I don't think you want to hear me ramble for an hour and 15 minutes. I don't even know if I can do that. Yeah, right now, I wouldn't say it's the pace slows down at times, but I don't mind. I'm not, I'm happy to just stay in the groove. I know when we get to the hills, things will speed up. And yeah, that's kind of how the beginning of this race goes. No one really wanted to be off the front, but I wouldn't say it was going nowhere at all. And I will say there were a couple riders in this race. I think it happens more so later on. But if the pace did get too slow, or even if the pace was very hard, they would attack, and the paces kept staying pretty. I wouldn't say pretty high throughout. It's a long race. During the flats, it slows down. When we bunch up, it slows down. So as you can see, everybody's kind of bunched up, slowing down. But it's a good warm up, getting the legs moving without actually killing ourselves right away. And yeah, and we're getting close to this first hill. As a reminder, let me see if I can. Alright, I am going to try and put an arrow next to, as you can see, the featherweight power-up. I think in this race, every time we go through these checkpoints, we get more power-ups, and it's always the featherweight. The featherweight power-up makes you lighter, so definitely good for the hills. And yeah, I wouldn't say the featherweight power-up is a big make or break type of thing. But I hold on to, yeah, I guess everybody does. I guess that wasn't an area, but at the top of the hill, we get another one. But yeah, right now we're starting to get into the hill, and people, as you get closer to it, I think start to speed up and attack the hills. So here we go. This is the first of the small little hills. And this is the first real tester of us picking up a little bit of speed and seeing how my body feels. And I can tell you right away, right at this point of the hill, oh, I can feel my like quads, leg, inner thigh, groin was like aching a bit. And my knee was also hurting a little bit. I've been having a little bit of knee pain just in general. And so, yeah, doing all this big effort, 300 watts right now. Um, I'm just going to keep biking to stay with the group. Hopefully it goes away as the ride goes on, and hopefully once we get to the top it slows down. But I had a good bit of pain coming up to this, but didn't want to lose the group, that's for sure. And I think as I got up and when I was getting to this point, even though I was getting very tired, um, I see people using their power-ups. I should have, I think, used mine here because I didn't realize we're about to get other ones. So I was saving mine, I think, for the next big hill. So yeah, I never used it, but I think everybody who used their power-up, I was like, ooh, I've got a power-up on them. No, they just got another one right there. So that was a mistake. I never used mine, but we can see other people use theirs. Not a big deal. We all go over this first hill together. Pace is still staying a little bit high, but we're recovering. Yeah, I could definitely say that little hill though definitely set the tone. Even though I already said what I was gonna do for the race, that little hill right there made me confident enough that I don't want to attack anybody here. Everybody here looked very strong in the sense that other races I could have attacked and probably ran away, but they would have just followed. They looked strong on that hill. And so that set the tone for me being in a little bit of pain. I think as I continue to recover, the pain goes away, and I'm just worried what's going to happen on the next hill. But I think overall, it got better as time went on. I will say though, as the race goes on and on, my the knee pain and the groin pain maybe went away, but yeah, then the back pain comes in for being on the bike for so long, and I wasn't wearing my cycling outfit with padding for this race, so then the butt pain comes in too, where I realize if I'm going to be on the bike for this long, I should probably wear my cycling outfit with the pads. Anyways, yeah, we're on the flats. And yeah, the pace is a bit faster than what it was before, but I think everybody's legs are now warmed up. And here we go. I will, because I don't think too much interesting stuff happens yet between this one and the next hill, so I'll just skip ahead to the next hill. And boom, magic of editing cut. I just skipped a little bit of the time, so that way we're getting a little bit closer to the next hill. We can see how many people we have with us. I don't know if we lost anybody off of the first hill, but trying to count. Looks like we're almost all still together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like all 10 of us are here. Looks like I'm off the front. I don't like being off the front, so I slow down. and we're getting a bit closer to the hill. And I think, well, I won't say I think, I'm waiting to see what might happen. Yep, there goes that guy on the attack right before the first hill. And that's a good attack because he is gone. That guy goes to chase him down, and I go sit on his wheel. So we don't let him just get away, but I also don't have to do any of the work in the wind. So if that guy wanted to get away, I was not going to be the guy chasing him down. I was going to take the free rides. Anyways, we are at the midway hill point, and I can just, let it go up in real speed for now. Alright, this is us going up in real speed. That guy's got like a 10-second gap on us. We can see one guy right now has already used his feather power-up with this 9.6%, 10% gradient. It doesn't really matter that I'm eating the wind-ish because it's so steep. And yeah, I'm not really trying to chase anybody down. I'm looking to just stay with the main group and go at my own tempo. I can say, yeah, we're now obviously 25 minutes into this race. This hill definitely not the easiest, but I'm managing. I'm not out of my seat at all. I stay in my seat pretty much for the whole of this race. I use my feather up here because I got a little bit of momentum, and so I am kind of on the attack to chase that guy down, but it was just by happenstance of momentum, and I decided to keep it going. And maybe I will split the group into breakaways. I can see a guy's on my tail, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind him being on my tail. I don't mind helping him out, because if we have like a 3-4 man breakaway, that would be great. A lot easier, maybe less people to compete against at the end. But the goal really is for me just to get up and be in the group. And we see another person use his power up and another person use their power up to quickly, fight and cut down the thing. It wasn't really a big attack that was meant to get rid of everybody. It was maybe just meant to get rid of the weakers ones. Unfortunately, it looks like they've come over and they've gone right over the top, and we're all very strung out. The one leader who started the hill in the lead still in the lead, and those two guys came right over the top of me, and now I have to put in the effort more than I wanted to keep up with them. I can see my heart rate is right around 177, which is, very, very close to its max, but I think what's giving out more so is probably the legs more than the heart rate. Anyways, this guy comes over the top of me, and now it's less steep, and so I want to pick up the pace to really make sure I can get on the draft and stay on his wheel. So I do that, and he helps bring me, and we bunch up. There's 5 of us, but then I can see on the map only 1 second behind. 6, 7, 8 places. So 8 out of the 10 of us will soon all be together. So it looks like we dropped 2 people on this climb. Definitely not an easy climb. I can tell you I am tired, and it's still strung out. That guy who went off the front is still keeping the pace high. For this whole climb, he's not done, even though the gradient's gone down a little bit. It's no longer 10%. It's still a climb. We're still 4% gradient. And yeah, no rest after the steep part's over. That guy's still keeping the tempo high. And yeah, soon here comes everybody else to go join the party, and we're all 8 of us together. So that was the tester. I think it just kind of confirmed my plans is to try and stay with the group. Wasn't feeling the best. Now we're 30 minutes into this race, and I can definitely feel, I'm sure, my back at this time and my butt, and I know I've still got a whole lot more racing to do. I'm trying to probably sit up in my seat while we're racing. stretch out the back now that we've bunched up and slowing down a little bit. And yeah, that guy in the, I guess, avocado light blue jersey who was off the front, he's pretty much the reason the pace was high, and he will do a couple more attacks throughout this race. So he's kind of a guy to watch out for. Yeah, that's mainly this climb. I know he's going to do a couple more attacks, even maybe now or soon. But if we watch the whole video, it might go on a little bit too long. You might get bored. So I'm thinking I'll see if I have anything else I can ramble on about it. As soon as I stop having things to ramble on about, maybe I'll just skip to the next hill. And I'll try and let you know what happened in between. Oh, actually no, there's. I'll stay here. No, I think there's a point. I'll skip to a point. Maybe it was halfway through at like one of the checkpoints areas. There's like a tiny hill that almost catches me out, or maybe it's on the downhill here. I'm trying to think, but there is a scary point where I almost get dropped from the race before that final hill. So I'll definitely skip to that point. Yeah, overall we're now back in recovery mode, going nice and slow, so this is good. I think everybody's tired after that hill. Trying to think what else I have to talk about. No, I know the wedding's coming up, so excited to see you then. Oh, here goes this guy again on the attack. As I said, he's the reason the pace stays high. So once he attacks, I gotta get ready to speed up. I'm not gonna be the guy to chase him down, but I don't want to get lost by the pack. So here we go to hop on their wheels, and I can say, even though my heart rate's down, I am still tired, not happy to have to attack, but you know, we got some rest in, and I'm sure that's what the guy was thinking too, is hey, I got some rest in, why not attack? So good on him, keeping the things high. I think I am near the high end of the Zwift score rating, but then I looked after the race, and so was like everybody else in this race. So yeah, pretty even race or whatever in terms of people around me. Maybe they were a little bit stronger than me. I would think, you know, I just need to get a little bit better, and I can win a couple races. My score keeps going up, so then I'm versing harder people, but same idea, just need to get a little bit better, and I think I'll get a couple wins soon. I've had a couple wins. I think I've had like 4 or 5 wins, but none that I recorded for you. Probably against easier competition as I was climbing the ranks. No, what was I gonna say? What's up with me? No, what I was gonna say is the weather is gonna start getting warmer. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do because I don't bike too often, and then I feel like if I do go on a bike ride, I might want to go on an outdoor bike ride. Because outdoor bike rides can be a little bit more fun and exciting, although I can't race other people. I can maybe race Hunter. Different setups, but nice to be outdoors, so if that happens, the amount of videos I might produce might drop. So just giving a heads up there. The main reason I haven't skipped ahead yet too is I wonder if it was here that I almost got dropped on the downhill. I don't think so. I think even though I'm tired, I make sure to stay with everybody here. So I'm gonna skip to the next key portion of this race. Alrighty, I didn't skip too much far ahead. We're now at the bottom of the mountain, and then there's a little bit of hill at the top, and it looks like the race is starting to get strung out again. I am towards the back. It looks like there are 7 of us, so I'm in 7th. Anyways, we go over the top, and it looks like I get a little bit tired and I slow down when really I needed to just pick up the pace, because with it being strung out, you don't want to get caught off. And I try and pick up the pace, but it looks like the pace picked up more than what I was expecting. And boom, there's this slight gap that quickly gets away. And this is where one of my big mistakes was, is everybody's kind of together, even though it's strung out. They're keeping the pace high, but they're getting the draft, and I am no longer getting the draft. And so now I have to keep up and do this whole pace that everybody's doing already to try and attack on my own. I feel like on the downhill it's even worse because people are going faster on the downhill, so you get more draft for being behind somebody. And so I'm not getting any of that draft, and this person off the front is just flying, so I have to keep doing this huge effort. And I thought I was going to give up a couple of times right here and say, oh no, they got away. I am absolutely gone. But I can see they start to bunch up, they start to slow down, and it just motivates me to keep going just a little bit harder until I eventually get one big last effort. Not going to make a mistake of not giving enough. I come flying through the group, but I'm not going to keep attacking. My heart rate was at like 177, brutal. But I catch back up where I did think that was going to be me gone away from the group with still a lot of riding to go. And so that would have sucked. Would have been no easy way to put it, but I made it back with the group. I fight to stay with them. Any attacks I make sure I'm a part of, and I'll skip to the final climb now. So there were a couple more hills, a couple more attacks, nothing too exciting, and now we are approaching the final climb. It looks like there was even an attack right now before the final climb, where once again someone has gone off the front of our group, because I can see there is 5 of us here. There's Rex, who's 13 seconds ahead. And I was in 6th place. But like I said, my goal was never to stay with the people in front. I feel like even though it's been now 20 minutes since like that last time when I lost energy, I wouldn't say I'm still recovering from it, but that push over there where my heart rate went up to 180 was not good. No, I'd say I've mostly recovered. We're coming into the final climb, and yeah, I finally get to it. I feel like I'm tired getting into the climb. The pace has picked up. There were a couple of attacks. And I see that it's only 2 miles long, and I'm like, okay, just 2 miles. Come on, Chase, you can do this. Well, this is going to be a very long 2 miles. All right, so Rex has got a 17-second lead. We can see him way up ahead. He's going through that little checkpoint there. Every time you go through a checkpoint, we'll get new power-ups.
You scared me.
I guess you can hear Bright was sleeping earlier, and then she dropped something right behind me, and it scared me. But I guess it was good motivator. Anyways, I use a power-up. You can see I get, so it's counting down where we're pointing before, and I'll have a new one once this one expires. I'm off the front of our group, but like I said, on this such a steep gradient, 9%, there's really not much draft. I am just trying to go at my pace. I'm not really chasing Rex down. I'm not really trying to drop anybody behind me. I am just trying to go at a controlled tempo. I will say I did this race a little bit differently, where what I didn't talk about was I was listening to a podcast this whole race. It was on Formula One by Acquired, listening through it through Spotify. So, gave me something to listen to as I'm riding the whole race. I thought sometimes when I'd be going hard, I wouldn't be able to focus or listen to the podcast, but surprisingly, I was. I don't usually like to listen to too much music, so the podcast was nice. And this one was on Formula One, how it got started and how everything's going. Anyways, yeah, the podcast is like 4 hours long, so way longer than my race, even though I'm an hour into my race. Rex has got 18 seconds on us, but I can see there is now only a group of 1, 2, 3, 4 of us trying to chase Rex down. And yeah, I used my power up before going through the checkpoint. It looks like that helps me catch that watermelon guy a little bit, who's obviously been very strong all race long. And yeah, this guy in the black shirt's been strong all race long. And so we've got a group of 4 of us on a chase, and I would say, like, I feel like I've been riding now for hours on this hill, and I'm looking at the progress bar, I guess, in the bottom left that says like 23%. You know, the race started with 2 miles, and now it's only like 1.7. I'm like, oh god, this is so long. So I'm just trying to stay slow and controlled the whole race. I wouldn't say slow. I am dying, but I'm happy where I'm at. I'm like with the lead group. I know Rex is off the front, but there's still a lot of climbing to go, and my goal is to just stay with the group. And yeah, not much more to talk about. Every time we go through these checkpoints, we'll get a new power up, so I'll make sure to use mine before we go through it. He uses his right on the left of me right now. I'm saving mine for just a little bit longer. Doesn't really matter, but at the same time, you know, I feel like, oh, I must be stronger than that guy if I'm able to save my power up longer. I can see the watermelon guy in front of me uses his power up, and it seems like he gains a little bit of gap on me. Definitely always a strong rider, but I use mine, and I'm able to stay with him. I wouldn't say there's much draft benefits, like I said, at these 10% gradients, but I'm happy to be, I guess, in the back as opposed to the front and getting the draft. Using them as my pacers, but right now all I'm thinking is it's about to flatten out for a couple of seconds, and I definitely don't want to get, I want to make it to the flat section, so that way I can get a draft over that little flat section. So that's all I'm thinking about right now, is stay with the group, because it would suck to get dropped right here and not get any draft benefit in a couple of seconds. But yeah, it's a brutal climb. As you can see, we've caught Rex, the leader, so now there is 5 of us. And we're getting close to, like, I want to say not even the halfway point. We're 36% of the way up this hill. This hill does not stop. And yeah, there's a flat point, but that flat point's just for a couple of seconds. But I did my goal. You gotta set little goals at a time. And so I made to the flat point, used the power up coming into it, and looks like a black shirt guy kind of went on an attack right here. I'm hoping a watermelon or somebody will pull through to help me catch those guys. So I didn't really get, I guess, looking back at it now, as much draft as I would have liked, but I also wasn't going too hard. Now I gotta go chase the group down. And I'm off the back, and I'm tired, and the pace is picking up because of that black shirt's attack. I use my power up going through it to get another one. And I see we're 50% of the way up the climb. And it looks like a watermelon guy went on an attack to go join the people in front. And obviously looking in hindsight, or I think, and Rex is helping me chase him down, so I'm using him as a draft. But yeah, people were strong this race, and I'm starting to fall off and die. But I'm not succumbing to just chasing them down. I'm kind of just trying to go my own pace, and yeah, not looking too good. I want to stay with them, but they're getting away. But I give it I'm giving it everything I got while I'm staying seated, because I know there's still so much climbing left that I'm hoping maybe that they're attacking and they're hurting themselves out, and maybe I'll be able to break them. I feel like in hindsight I should have maybe broke myself and tried to stay with them, because if you don't try and stay with them, it seems like you just get lost. But I don't know. I don't know if I could have done that. Anyways, it looks like Rex tried to do that, the person who was in the lead before the hill, and he is cracked. And I use my power up and I try and pick up the pace, but also going at my own controlled tempo. I see they're only 10 seconds ahead of me, and I'm wondering if I can just tempo ride to catch them by going the same pace as I've been going in the first half. In hindsight, I feel like maybe I should have hopped out of my seat and done more riding outside of my seat. I don't know if it really would have worked out. I could feel some of my toes and calves cramping a little bit, but not too much. Anyways, you can see how quickly things change. We're Rex. Boom, I've already got a 10-second plus gap on him, although the leaders have got like a 15-second gap on me, and both gaps only seem to be expanding. I'm trying to keep the leaders gap close, but they're going hard, and so that's why I said I don't know if it matters. They seem to be going harder than me, and we can see Rex, the gap on Rex, very quickly in my on gaining time on him. And I think that's kind of like my motivating thing right now, is I'm just, I don't want to like I am staying in the same gear. I am not letting myself succumb to going down to a lower gear, because I feel like if I go down to a lower gear, I'll just like drizzle out, kind of like what's happening to Rex, and I'll never finish the race, even though there's not much racing left. I'm staying in, this slightly higher gear, and I'm just pushing through. And yeah, I soon realize my pushing rate is not enough to catch the people in front of me, but I still keep pushing. I keep going. I try and finish the race as strong as I can. And yeah, you can see like Rex was just a couple seconds ago, I feel like 15 seconds behind. Now he's 30 seconds behind, 35. And the front group, like, I do an okay job. They're only 20 seconds ahead of me. I'm still pushing. But yeah, this was my race. This is how it's gonna finish. I'm not gonna catch the group in front. I'm only gonna gain more time on Rex. And yeah, overall, I think this was probably the longest race I've done so far. I don't know if it's the longest climb I've done so far, but definitely one of the steepest, I think, that I've done. We can hear some of my actual breathing going on in the background of me just trying to get through it. Like I said, I can see the people up ahead. They're only 20 seconds up ahead or whatever, but Yeah, on this hill, it's too far to catch. Obviously, in hindsight, I wonder what would have happened if I just got out of my seat and attacked and then tried to stay with them. If I could have, if it would have motivated me. Because I'm looking at the watts per kilogram, and it feels like at a lot of times I'm doing more or the same as the people ahead, and yet they're still getting farther and farther away. Uh, Maybe it's a bike upgrade difference. I know I've seen like them, they're upgrading to like level 100 and stuff like that, where it's true you can get slight gains on in-game bike purchases that you get. Overall, the gains are slight, but could be part of it, of why it looks like we're going maybe the same watts, or even I'm going a little bit more watts per kilogram, and they're still just getting away from me. Although I don't know if that's quite the same. I see one guy's doing 3.8 while I'm doing 3.0 right now. Now I'm doing 4.3. Yeah, I think only close to the end did I actually get out of my seat for the first time, and we'll see. I think my watts pick up for it when I get out of the seat. And I wonder if maybe I could have done this earlier or longer, or at least while I was with them. But this is the race, this is the grind, this is what it's like in real time, going up 11% gradient in Zwift. Yeah, like my heart rate seems to be okay. I think it's my legs that are more so giving out, which maybe that means for earlier in the race I need to be having a higher RPM and trying to transition things. But yeah, they're 30 seconds ahead of me. Rex is 50 seconds behind. Let's see, I think soon, I'm gonna get out of my seat. Let's see, do I do it with the feather power? Don't think I've done it yet. But to just try and finish up this race. Their times only seems to be gaining on me, but not really looking to catch them. Just happy to finish fourth in this race. It looks like now I've stood up and gotten out of the seat, and now I'm doing like 250 watts. Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered too much in terms of being able to catch them. They're just getting farther and farther away. There is 800 feet left. And I am out of my seat, trying to finish strong. I think they're also out of their seats sprinting. Well, look at that one guy doing 8.4, 9.6 watts per kilogram to go take the win at the end. That's insane. Definitely wasn't beating that guy in a sprint. That's probably close to my max in a sprint, and he was holding that for like 10, 15 seconds. Yeah, I'm out of my seat. I'm doing what I can. I'm doing like 4 watts per kilogram. And yeah, here's now where I can feel my calf a little bit starting to cramp even more, especially as I got out of my seat. But wasn't too much of a concern as I come up and I make it over the top of the hill. And I decide to just slow down and cruise over the line for the last 100 feet. I'm still pedaling, but I go into the lower gear and I finally make it across the line. Get some badges, get some achievements, get some route completes, get some fourth places. I guess the hill is called the grade, and I averaged 206 watts up the grade, finishing fourth, only 13 seconds behind that third place guy. So I gained some time, even with slowing down at the end, on one of those leaders. Yeah, this was the race. I'll let you see what I was going to go do. I was looking to go just for the sake of it. It's kind of funny. I was looking to go do a U-turn and be like, hey, I just climbed up it. I'm gonna have my guy uh, go down the hill that I just went up, because why not let my guy enjoy a hill? So I was gonna go over the edge and go down, and
Yeah. It's alright. I just gotta. Oh, 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 oh.
and yeah, I cramped up right before I went over the little ledge of the hill. And so I decided that I was just gonna deal with my cramp and log off after that. Hope you enjoy. Love you, Opa.